I think that's the idea of people actually accepting the vote as honest that ship saying. The only people who are going to accept the vote are the people who voted for Chase Oliver or Jill Stein. Wait, Phil, they know but everybody who's a Democrat or Republican voter will not accept it. This is what I understand. It sounds like you're saying no one's going to trust it, but let's just do it anyway. No one's going to trust it regardless of how we do it. But what do you secure that on? Because there's already been, like they're going to say, oh, well, look, if there was the whole stuff with the news, computers can be hacked. No one's going to trust it. Computers can be hacked, they are not going to trust it. Not because the system is so insecure. People won't trust it.
Set the world ablaze!
That there's going to be violence. 1,000 dead by April. I don't know about that, but I mean, I articulated my position last night, and I do think that we're in for a shenanigans. So I don't see how the 22 pound market are like 2-1 Trump, and I'm like, have they considered the possibility resolved. If you ever bet on Polymarket, it's like you have to. It says.
I wanted Dagran to be an emperor,
yes,
not a servant.
Right. It says if
I wanted to roll together, but I know how the story ends, champion.
Oh, okay.
And I can't bear to watch it.
On inauguration day, whoever is inaugurated will be the resolution. But I'm like, what happens if there's no inauguration? What happens if there's two? There's two inaugurations, two separate inaugurations. Where are they going to happen? How does that work? What do you mean? A group of people get together and hold up the Bible, and then Kamala and Trump both swear on it in different places. Okay, yeah, so here's a long shot scenario for you. The Democrats refuse to certify Donald Trump, citing that he is ineligible in the 40th Amendment, Section 3. So they refuse to count votes for Donald Trump, instead counting votes for Kamala Harris to give her the Electoral College victory. Trump and other Republicans say, this is ridiculous, we know for a fact he won. Democrats say, nope, we've certified Kamala to win, doesn't matter, we're the House and we certify. Thank you and have a nice day. She's also the Vice President, she'll be the one counting the votes. So when Jamie Raskin, who already said they intend to do this, literally in February, he said, they will not certify Donald Trump if he wins. I'm telling you, he said this literally at a bookstore conference, with a round table or whatever, panel, and he said, if Trump wins, we will have civil war conditions. We will not certify the vote. We will say, Donald Trump, you are ineligible under the 40th Amendment. What happens then when there's no resolution, the Supreme Court gets petitioned by everybody, and then come January 20th, the White House or the Capitol grounds, they're closed, we're not doing anything. So Kamala goes to one building, Trump goes to the other, and they both claim to have it done. That is been above my favorite. Yeah. Well, I'm saying not for you, I'm saying it was Polymarket. Oh, would Polymarket Trump wins because the press is saying that both votes? Well, I guess out of that, so good news and there's two in the official president. Well, that's how it happens. One instead of two presidents. Yeah. But they go right here, what if Altisk made the prediction that there would be a Patriots capital in Austin and a People's in D.C., and I disagreed with him. I said, well, that doesn't make sense because he said he thinks Trump is going to win. If Trump wins and Democrats revolt, Democrats ain't going to Austin. Republicans will be.
Your efforts are utterly pointless, fools. You'll never be able to defeat me.
For the Democrats, and then they would have their Congress and they'd
Trump
say,
Tower.
Well, they'd seize Trump Tower for sure.
Yeah, they seize Trump Tower, and that would be the new.
Oh, that's a good
Prepare to meet your doom at the harness of Ragnaros's most powerful son.
And you're not going to be party to a corrupt fascist takeover of government. This is a coup.
I will not be denied.
There's not I disagree. Yeah. You gotta read some too. Alright, let's see. Don't underestimate your opponents.
The ground betrays you.
Yeah, it's depressing. It seems that scenario seems
Repel the invader!
I could definitely see some violence. Absolutely. Mostly from the left. Rudyard may just be a guy. Yeah, some guy. We're all just guys. Yeah. And so he says he's a standing bet, $1,000.
Behold the might of my empire!
Pretty extreme claim to make. I mean, that's months away. Yeah. It's half a year. Hold it all over. Well, how do you do that? You got it. No, he's saying specifically if domestic political violence results in death.
Repel the
Like, it's a
invader!
clear-cut matter. He said it's going to be like, you go to work every day, you watch TV, but bombs will be going off.
You ever did the fist fight? Because he was talking like...
Flee before me!
Like, what would it have to do with, like, is he really taking that? Yeah, what do you do?
He was saying, I read about the history of Chinese dynasties, the French Revolution, the Spanish Civil War, the Russian Revolution. And
I
based on
have
those
failed
things
you.
read, here's his predictions.
Your insolence will be punished!
I mean, this stuff has happened over and over.
Living in a pretty relatively calm time.
That's the crazy thing is that we had a go.
Because of what we do next, man. The fourth turn.
It's definitely
I
coming to a
See, like the end of
the
1700s,
Emperor!
the way they invented, developed electricity, and should be topped off. Golden age, like batteries, electricity, chemistry, and if we do some new technology, pretty sure we have space there.
I don't know how that changes.
AI.
Yeah, I mean, again, people on the left are not like the Democrats are not going to think, especially because, like, there was a period a month or so ago when he was looking like Kamala Harris is just running away with it. Remember that? Where, like, the odd shit was like head? So we're getting really juvenile. I just don't think it's going to be all right down for that. I'm saying, listen,
The ground betrays you.
be prepared. This is for you, man. You have to prepare. Go back to it. You cannot, no. You cannot sit around just waiting, wishing for the best. You gotta go out, you gotta buy backup batteries, because when Trump wins, these Democrats are going to be on the ground wailing like banshees, and you need to film it and post it to X.
You should get a backup battery. Jackery's a good one. I have a Jackery battery. When the power went out of my house, I don't think that gravity in mine, but
But then you got batteries.
my power.
I got a gravity battery.
I think I have gravity.
When I got you.
Yeah,
Starlink, but I've got a
Jackery, AC/DC power. It's great.
graphene backup batteries. You know your portable batteries? Graphene one can be charged up in 10 minutes.
Wow, check it out.
What the way it works is it's a lithium-ion battery with, I guess they say like it's got a graphene chip running through it, which charges it equally and evenly all at once. So the energy goes straight into it, charges it. So you've got 2 full cell phone charges in 10 minutes.
There's a new gallium nitride superconductor that you can, I think, tiny with 10,000 milliamp hour battery.
Really?
My
It has
son.
plugs in it for 1,000. Dude, it can charge my phone 2.5 times. This little guy. Wow, it's at 84%. Now I'm charging it for about 20 to 30 minutes.
Well, look, we all saw the video
Yours
of
was
Jonathan
a
Morgan
great and honorable dwarf.
2016.
You ruined my
I
life.
think about that a lot.
And the life
I
of my
think about
unborn child.
What scares me the most is that it's going to be November 5th, and Democrats across this country are going to be dropping to their knees and screaming no, and Republicans will have dead phones. Their phones are going to be dead. They're going to be like, I can't get out. I got 1% left. No, I couldn't film it.
Yeah,
And then what am I going to do? I'm on X.
Yeah.
And I just see what, one picture?
Assuming the internet's up everywhere. Unacceptable.
I got Starlink.
Jackeries.
Starlink is key.
You can use your cell phone as a mobile network and then put your laptop through that network. You can charge your Jackery battery through your car if you need to. If you really run out of the day, you've got your car to charge your battery, which can charge your laptop and your phone.
Let's jump into the story.
Just to cut you off, but do you think she comes to the, if he gets, like if he wins, do you think she
Best
comes
mind your
to his
manners in the
inauguration?
presence of a queen.
that woman.
We will survive.
Let's read the story. We got the Washington
always
Examiner.
do.
Fear of election violence and civil
The
war
three
surge.
hammers
Now that is
stand
called
as
burying
one.
the lead, my friends, because here's the better story. The nation's largest network of survival camps is urging its members to spend election day inside its guarded fences due to growing concerns about political violence and civil war. Fortitude Ranch, which has several established and planned off-the-grid prepper resorts, issued its call after pollsters reported
I have
surging
many,
civil violence
many
will
wares.
lose inside in next month's election. Quote,
Many
if you are a
farewells.
Fortitude Ranch survival community member, they are going to be open on election day so members who are in areas of high risk of post-election protest violence can take refuge. Fortitude Ranch staff does not consider the likelihood of immediate post-election violence or civil war to be high, but there is a strong likelihood of some violence by the 50% or more of the population that will be very angry with the November 5th results, said the organization on its Collapse Survivor app. Okay, well, there's 2 ways to look at it. Here's a question for you. Is Fortitude Ranch being completely straightforward in, you know, there may be some protests and you might want to, if you're in a high-risk area, be at this camp where you can chill out, and they're really nice places? Or are they trying to avoid alarming people and sparking panic by saying, if you are in a high-risk area, the chance of danger, violence, death is extremely high.
probably the second. They're
You
probably
think they're avoiding a panic?
yeah, they probably genuinely believe if there's ever been a risk to political, like serious confrontational political violence in the last 30 years in the United States, it's going to be on November 5th or like right around that time because of the hot media. The way the media's been.
Where are these people? Where are they located?
All over the country.
Because I assume the type of person who goes to one of these is heavily armed,
Don't wander too
Yep.
far.
right?
We'll
So,
get started
let me tell you about
shortly.
Fortitude Ranch. Okay. They're basically man resorts.
Yeah.
Okay, so they say survival community, but I tell you what it really is. They've got bunkers. Yeah, they got emergency food.
Thanks
But when
again
you go
for
there,
helping me
it's
fix the
basically
codex.
like a dude's retreat
All
where you've
our
got like you're
time
chopping
this
wood, you're
adventure
shooting
sure have
guns, you're
done a
watching
number on
movies
the
in a
poor
log
thing.
cabin. Oh, sounds fun.
Here's
Yeah, it's
the
super fun.
problem.
It's like a
There are
timeshare for
warps
dudes, like
in
a
the
spot for
codex's
dudes.
simulation
Like,
that are
sell more timeshares?
distorting what
You're
events
LARPing that you're a
actually
commando at
took
the end of the
place.
world, but the reality is that if the world does end, you definitely want to be there.
Can't say
Yeah.
for
Like,
It's your cool
sure what
vacation
those
spot to go
distortions
and
will
man
look
stuff
like or how
and
to
in the
fix them.
unlikely event that the
But
world
we'll
actually does
know it
end,
when we see
have a
it.
place to go should you need it. Man,
I'll
RFA
mark
said a
warp
vote for Cabo is a
locations
vote
on your
for
map.
nuclear war. Did you see
Or
that?
you
Wow,
can
today
just
I
follow
did.
me around.
That was I would think of that as rhetoric, but I mean,
Let's not waste any time.
That's why I wonder if
Follow
Fortitude
me,
is
everyone.
really thinking like nothing's gonna happen, but come hang out. You know?
they're really very good about contingencies, and I think they do believe that if there is something possible that might happen, it's going to happen early after the election. So be here for that.
Look, I agree with that. Yeah, it probably will happen right away. And again, they're probably just trying to sell.
Brackenhide knows.
A lot of people talk about the fighting the government or whatever. That's not what is going to happen, or at least not what I imagine is going to happen. I think that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be angry with other people. Like, as much as like Donald Trump is a big figure, you see the way that like leftist and treat other Americans. The woman that went up to that person was, they thought her was racist. The house, she literally knocked on the door and she was wigging out because this woman was a Trump voter and stuff. I imagine, and those guys got shot in Seattle. Pacific Northwest. But he was shot specifically because he was a Trump voter. I imagine those things would be more of a problem for your average American than like having to fight the government, because nobody's really going to want to fight the government.
No.
I do want to add this as personal disclosure. I have a as small as a minority stake as possible in Fortitude, like single digit. But I don't communicate with them. I don't know much about what they're doing or why they're doing it. I just want to make sure it's clear.
Clarify too, and your so I remember Fortitude guys. We had a show.
When they came on, I basically wrote a check like, hey, if something happens, can I bring my
Things
family?
look
And they're like,
good
Great
here.
guys, super honest guys,
Let's
and
find the next
ex-military.
Sounds like a fun time.
CEO, I think he's ex-military. Was he?
yeah, they're like ex-intelligence, military, and stuff like that.
So.
But that's why I'm saying like it's more of a they call it off-the-grid prepper resorts. That's exactly how I describe it.
Resort.
You like hang out and there's chickens.
Yeah.
And you LARP as being a man in the wilderness.
You're not like, are you eat all the food you're eating is like reconstitute with water, like
eating
rations style?
No, you're eating cheeseburgers and
Oh, okay. Normal food.
This just sounds like a fun man retreat.
it's like a man retreat. But like I said, like if the world is about to end, you definitely want to be there. So that's why I asked the question, like, are they trying to downplay this because they don't want everyone jumping in their cars and speeding, and then everything fills up, and then they're like got people banging on the door.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, if it's going to
Codex
happen,
is
just
growing
on
unstable
off
super
chance,
quickly.
be here before it happens.
Because they did
can
this.
fix
They did this
this.
last time around. That's how we ended up meeting them actually. Because I think in 2020 they issued a call saying if you're a member, it's time to come to the bunkers.
Yeah. What do they go?
It's more boring than that you have an app and it's
Yeah.
and then it's like close the walls.
I mean, like this giant 9,000 wall.
I mean, you just don't want to be anywhere densely populated, and you're
No.
fine.
Yeah.
If you're in, like, I still even find it hard.
But isn't it funny that they destroy
hold
their
on.
own cities?
What's that?
They destroy their own cities.
Yeah. I mean, like, New York City, like, Williamsburg is going to get. I remember, so specifically, when Joe Biden, when they called in for Biden in 2020.
Another
I was
distortion
sleeping.
corrected.
It was like 11.
Follow
it was
me
like
and we'll
11
head to
a.m.
the
You heard
next
boom?
one.
And I was sleeping, and literally, I woke up to cheering in the streets, right? And I didn't know what was going on. I was kind of confused, and I just hear all this cheering. I'm like, oh, Biden won. And I walked outside. It looked like I remember when I lived in Toronto, the Toronto Raptors won the NBA Finals. That's what it looked like.
I've had enough scourge necromancy for one lifetime. If we disrupt them, it might fix the problem.
Olympic New York. It's so wild.
I didn't do it by choice.
Cano, you there.
You live in Jersey.
I do it black.
Aha! We got him.
Yeah, I know that reaction. I don't know how to answer that. But it's like,
It's not bright time. You gotta go to the sulfur. About 340. As I said, like 200 people hanging out. One farm. You're laughing at a pool out here. What are you doing?
One set every 2 weeks.
Well, how often do you use it? 10 times a week? Wow. Yeah, it's like you're feeling like, ooh, it's like there's
We're back to normal Karaja rituals, and they're not attacking us.
Whatever I'm working on for that.
Things look
so
good
far,
here.
it's a different culture in a big city in the United States. It is such a different. This country is so vastly divergent. Like being in Miami, it's like being in a different country.
That's, I feel, if I understand correctly, that's the way that it's been for, I mean, as long as there have been cities,
Yeah.
the culture in the city and the culture in the rural areas are significantly different.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's a reason why most large cities in this country are Democratic. Like, are there any huge cities that go red? Like maybe like Dallas?
That can't be
I don't know. I
good.
don't even know. Like, it seems
Tight
like most cities
Chondrius?
go. Yeah, you know, it's like the
Why
big
is it
cities,
always a
everything's
Grand
Democratic,
Lord?
outside and everything.
Help me take care of this distortion.
Like there's that vibe, like they'll take care of me. If I'm in the city, either they're gonna take care of me or it's all screwed. So they better take care of me.
Yeah.
Whether they are.
Witness
Put it out.
No, it falls down. Someone. I was just joking about yesterday. I was in Greenwich Village, and there's like a giant, like Greenwich Village, literally $1,000 a month, and there's a hardware store, like like must be sitting on a piece of land that would sell for $200 million. Like, it's so valuable. It's a hardware store. What is it before? Around here.
Fester and die.
You know, all the health
Another twig for the king.
Oh man, big time. Kind of not. I'm going hard on the fringe. It's kind of like big Amazon, yay corporations. Like I understand the danger of centralization of authority and power. Like Amazon could create a drone army and take over the country. If they tried, they could try, and they could make a dent. But
So those are just ideas.
yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, it's literally magic what they do.
But it's kind of like we were talking about small government earlier, and I was thinking about the men who built America and how valuable it is to kind of strip away bureaucracy, like Elon and stuff. And like we had Rockefeller and Carnegie and Vanderbilt, and how much power these individuals and their corporations accrued because of that. So you do kind of want some government limiting
Good luck on
corporate
your
power,
next adventure.
but I think we have too much government.
Yeah, Rockefeller was a G. He was doing by himself 1% of the American GDP. By himself.
We should have taxed him and taken everything from him.
They tried. They split up his companies, and then he got even richer.
It's because it's wrong to be rich for no reason. You're
Hey, he wasn't rich for no reason. He like
if
did
you
all
win
that stuff.
If you win the lottery, you're instantly evil. That's just the way it works, you know.
Yeah. So
Terrible, terrible take.
Yeah, if you win the lottery, we should take all of your money from you and distribute it to the people.
I mean, everyone in this room has won the geographical lottery.
Yep.
Except for you, you're Canadian.
I still feel it.
Take a look.
Hey, there was
I
a
sell
chance
all
that I grew up
manner
in
of
Russia,
wares.
So I'll take it.
You're as protected by America as you can be protected by America and not be in America.
Yeah.
Do you ever go to Canada? Just
Yeah.
like do you
Some-
live
my
there?
family lives there.
Do you go like
I don't live there.
X months a year? Or
Do
anything?
come
Is it-
again.
Do you have to do like hostile environment training and get prepared to go back because of how bad it is?
It's not. Well, my parents live in like a suburb of Toronto, so it's
So it's like
fine.
it's bad, but it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. No.
I worry about going to Canada because of my ex posts. I'm surprised you don't worry about your going there because of your comedy routine. You say
I say some crazy stuff. I mean, I made this one thing about Trudeau on Colbert, this AI video that went like super viral in Canada.
Oh yeah, you got in trouble for that, didn't you?
No, I got in trouble for the Jake Tapper. I didn't get in trouble for the Jake Tapper one. I made this one about the exploding goats, basically when the pagers were going off, and then I said
Right.
goats, and then Jake Tapper messaged me.
What?
And he's like, I need to talk to you. And I was
Are
like,
you joking?
No. I'm friends with Jake Tapper now.
Right.
And literally he messaged me because it went like mega viral, like in tens of millions of views. And then he messaged me
on Twitter. He's like, Danny, this is Jake Tapper. I need to talk to you.
Text him and tell him.
And I was like, I'm in so much trouble. Because I made 2 different ones, and then
Jake Tapper?
Well, I just thought he was like, stop using my face for your comedy videos. Like, stop it or whatever, or we're going to sue.
Was he like, hey, this was really funny? And
yeah, he was like, can you make me a AI video for CNN, because I want to do a segment about the dangers of AI. And I'm like, I'm the danger.
Did he do the segment?
Yeah, he did the segment. And then
so like, it's gonna show you with like a Hitler mustache, and he's like, this guy did this to me.
No, but then he's making it his like whole, like top like concern right now is this AI stuff. And he went on Seth Meyers. He was talking about me, and he called me.
Get him to tell his wife to drop out of the New Hampshire race, because I don't want her to be my congressperson.
I mean, I have his phone number, but I'm not
Text
going to do
him.
that.
Give it to me.
No.
Jake. Tell her to drop out.
She's running?
She's running against Lily Tang.
She lives in New Hampshire?
Yeah.
For the purpose of going to
right, because he must live in
Congress.
New York.
I'm sure he
Well,
does.
sure lives in
How long has she lived in New Hampshire?
I have no idea.
Oh, that's
long enough to be like, oh, I want to run for president. But she's totally backed by like.
She's trying to be what, a congresswoman?
Yeah, she's trying to take the New Hampshire second Congress.
Shout out to Lily Tang Williams. I like her a lot. She's been on the show.
Lily's great. You should, if you're a voting kind and you're in New Hampshire, you should go.
She's from China. She understands big on gun rights. She understands self-sovereignty and
Jake Tapper's wife is a total like deep state apparatchik. No joke, she is.
Yeah, I believe it.
I'm not kidding at all.
So now you and Jake are tight.
Yeah.
You've been working on. So I want to see one of these videos.
Why don't you get him in a video with you and Ryan?
But you know what it is so I said this on the Boys Cast, but so he basically was like, can you make me this video of me speaking? And he gave me like all these things to write, and I was like, sure, I'll make it for you. It only takes me like 20 minutes. And then in it, funny enough, he said, like in the text, he said, this video was made by this brilliant comedian, Danny Polishchuk. And I kind of like rolled my eyes. I was like, whatever, this is what he wanted. And then I made it, and I was in a group chat with him and his producer. And then I sent them the video, and then she messaged me, like off to the side, just one-on-one. She's like, hey, can you remake the video but just remove the word brilliant? But I was like, those were his words. I didn't even want to say that. What's that?
How did you spend like, sorry, that's what Jake wanted?
Well, what I understand is that I'm making fun of CNN.
You should have just said no.
Yeah, I'm making fun. Obviously, I'm like, CNN is somewhat the butt of the joke to a degree here, and they're trying to use this, and so he can't like totally endorse me publicly.
You could have taken out brilliant, but put like genius.
Like, okay, here you go, I fixed it. Mega genius comedian.
Handsome.
No, I just wanted you to just remove that. But
you said remove it, and I did.
And then he went on Seth Meyers. Yeah, he went on Seth Meyers. He's like, this comedian's making these gross videos.
Did they show a picture of your face where your skin was like turned green, like Rogan?
Oh yeah, no.
They're like, look at him, he looks terrible.
No.
So what do you think?
They made you fatter.
What do you think about regulating AI?
Honestly, so I make all these AI videos. I've been making them for the last month, and like, there is some percentage, not a small percentage, of people who cannot tell the difference between real and fake things. Like, they just can't. I don't know if it's because their glasses aren't on, they're not paying attention. I don't know. But like the Exploding Votes video I made, that was the first one I made that went super viral. I got Snopes fact checked. Like Snopes contacted me and they're like, hey, can I ask you some questions? We're doing a fact check. I'm like, you're talking to a comedian right now, so that should be the end of your fact check. And they're like, well, no, there's all these people on Twitter who are saying that the IDF Mossad is blowing up goats in whatever Lebanon. Like all these goats in Lebanon are exploding, and people are saying this as fact. So we need to do a fact check on it. And there's some degree of people. Now, I don't know what if there's negative repercussions of that. Like I think it's fine. I agree. It probably shouldn't be in political ads, but maybe it should be. I mean, if it is, it'll get so out of hand. And I'll gladly, if anybody wants me to make them, I'm getting pretty good at it.
You just use like an app or what?
I use this thing, it's actually just like an open source, it's called Easy Wave to Lip. It's like a GitHub repo, and then you just run it in a Google Collab, like just a source. It's really easy.
And then what you make?
Just taking the source. So I write a script and then I put it into this like 11 Labs voice cloner thing, and then you just get a source. You get a source like audio,
and then it clones it, and then you just export the new, like the text, and then you just like sync them to the audio and video.
Does it make the mouth move like Jake Tapper's mouth will?
Yeah.
And it looks almost real.
Yeah, I made an Anderson Cooper one about the WNBA. It's like honestly, if you're looking at it, you can tell. But if you're kind of like, there's a lot of people who see these and cannot tell.
It could be because they have bad eyes. I'm not being.
No, seriously.
And like the screen might be a little blurry, and so it just looks like
Flames have died.
But I've
Not a
purposely made
spark.
them, like
I
outlandish
shall
enough
send you
where
myself
you're, like,
to the
pretty
lifeless
not real.
dark.
Why don't you make one right now, which is like Trump won, it's over.
Well, because I don't want to get deported.
I agree with you about political. I think it's
I
really.
mean, you know what?
Oh, actually, yeah,
this is Douglas Mackey, right? Like that got in jail for like 7 years. I know, and I'm very conscious of the fact that I could.
Tis you I spurn. Now feel. Tis you I spurn. Now feel the burn.
Make one on Brian Long saying,
I was gonna make one for
It is you I spurn. For my blood to spill. Yet
Go
to
check out Ryan
vanquish
Cook's
me.
Yeah, where
Tis
is it?
I prepare your
Ryan Long comedy?
The bells
When
will
did it drop?
Shelter your weak, your young, and your old. Each of you shall pay the final sum.
for the whole.
Cry
with the
for
puppets.
mercy.
And
The
we got
reckoning has
puppets of Richie and Mike, special Mike made. And you, well, the me one was from Jack Bazoga. And so we had this other one, and me and Richie were just goofing off and making jokes and being silly. And then I was about to start a joke, but Sam was filming. And I was like, wait, Sam, stop filming. And he goes, now I know it's going to be funny. He was right.
You're like, this could damage the brand.
No, it was a really dark one.
Oh, boy.
And I was like, we can't film this one. And everybody agreed.
That's like, yeah, I could make an AI of all of us talking and saying wild stuff. And there is, not to disparage your viewers, but there is some percentage of people watching right now who would be like, is Tim actually saying this stuff?
You should take a transcription of what Seamus says about his faith and religion, but then make Ian say it.
Oh, that'd be great. And then make him say the stuff I say.
Or maybe Seamus talking about how much he loves the devil.
And DMT, yes.
That would just be like offensive.
Yeah.
Like
What
having
can I
Ian
do for
preach
you?
about how he's about Catholic and goes to
Dabu.
church and reads the
Wait,
Bible.
how's that not
May your
offensive?
blade
To me? Yeah, I know, just kidding.
It wouldn't be offensive.
It's less
Be
offensive,
safe.
but Seamus talking about DMT would
Making
be great.
Seamus pray to the devil would be.
But that's it. So you're like on the cusp of this stuff.
You've
But it's,
tried
I
and
am,
failed.
but it's
Let there
like,
be no
all this
doubt.
stuff costs me
Justice
$20 a month.
prevails.
All this stuff unlimited.
So it's pretty expensive.
Yeah, real cheddar. But and it's like the learning curve. I could teach this to you in 5 minutes.
Well, why don't we do this in the members only?
Yeah, let's do it. We'll make one.
Let's make something crazy.
Let's do it. Yeah, it's really easy.
Let's make.
We can make it like a simple one because the
Have you
problem is
used
it takes time to render.
Right.
That's the only thing that it does take some time to render the video. But
We showed you Suno.
yeah, Suno's amazing. That blew my mind.
Yeah, it was funny because so Special Mike, for those that don't know, he's one of our team riders, the Boonies, and he's ridiculously good. Trying to explain his skill level, because I was saying he's like a top level pro skater, but he doesn't skate like you see on any of these like famous videos. I said he's the Nigel Houston of Mike Vallely's, and instantly every skateboarder understands completely what I'm saying, but you guys have no idea.
No idea.
But anyway, he's trying to do, like there's been a couple times in the past few days where he's trying to land a trick, and we made this AI song 4 months ago where it's a pop punk song where the guy just says, Special Mike is the greatest skateboarder, and then he's trying to do this trick, so I just turn it on, and he lands it right away.
Really?
And then he was trying to do a kickflip indie, it's a trick, off over this gap, and he's falling, he gives up, and I was like, oh, come on, I know you can do this. I put the song on, and the pop punk song turns on, and then he lands it right away. And then one of the other pros here is like, what is this? Like, who wrote this song about Special Mike? And I was like, you've never heard this one? This is a classic pop punk song from like 2003 about Special Mike, the greatest skateboarder. Yeah, how could you have not? And then we wrote one about him, and then he's just like, what is happening? When people don't know what Suno is, and you hear a pop punk song that sounds like it's from 2006, and they're singing about you and what you do with your life, you're like, how is this possible?
Yeah.
Now imagine what kids are going to grow up with. You know, it used to be difficult to make a song. And when a song was about something, it was like looking at a stone monolith. You don't know how long it took to build, someone had to chisel.
You have to learn an instrument?
That's interesting.
But it was studio recordings, it was multiple people, it was a singer. And so when they sang, it was akin to a large statue. Now, it's like Play-Doh. Now you turn on the speaker, and there's and it's Donald Trump singing "Gangster's Paradise."
I've noticed when I record myself doing something and I watch it over and over and over again, it becomes easier to replicate it. So when I hit those notes in a song, the really hard ones, I can do it easier because I've seen myself do it so many times. So if I forged an AI, me doing something challenging, I wonder if that would make it easier for me to actually.
Oh, if you just have to